Hello Cancer, welcome to you. This is your tarot reading for August, coming from the mountains of Java. I really hope you get something from it. I really hope you find it useful. Sincerely do, Cancer. Cancer, I have to say this looks like a somewhat troubled reading. Yeah. The middle card is an energy that runs throughout the entire reading, and that's the Four of Cups. That's you being contemplative, that's you looking inside yourself for answers. Maybe not spotting other opportunities as a result of it. In the recent past, we have this bottom right, we have the Lover's card, which does suggest to me that it's about love. But your current energy is the Three of Swords, which is a broken heart. So it suggests to me that this relationship ended, and indeed has broken your heart. Your future energy is the Ace of Pentacles, suggesting that you're going out and looking for money. And now the energy that will impact on the outcome is the Six of Wands, and that's a card of scoring some victories and gaining public recognition. The card that changes the outcome or impacts negatively on the outcome is the Queen of Coins. And now I often say she's the single mother card, and then claim that you don't have to be a parent or female. But of course, if if a relationship has broken up, maybe you are looking after a family. I mean, you don't have to be female, of course, but maybe you are looking after a family. And to a certain degree, I think you feel that you're struggling, but I don't think the other people see it that way. The outcome, though, isn't, I can't hide it, the outcome isn't a lovely outcome. The outcome is the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of poverty, or feeling like you're in poverty or having no friends. Now, I emphasise the word feeling, but again, this fits in with the future energy, which is the Ace of Pentacles, you looking for money. So maybe a relationship has left you trying to look after family, left you feeling a little bit short of money. That would all make sense. Now, I'm going to go into much more detail on all of this because of clearly there's much more to it than what I've said so far, and we need to look at that. If this is resonating with you, if I can ask you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get future notifications, like this video, and also make a comment. It all helps me to grow the channel. Cancer, thank you so much in anticipation. You may well be asking, why from Java? What's important about tarot from Java? And the truth is, there is nothing so important about tarot from Java. Simply that here in Java, we have many different spirits who will come to help in your tarot reading. It'll probably put a different reflection on things. For example, the spirits here are less likely to be concerned about love and finances, despite people in Java being every bit as interested in these things as the rest of us. But maybe the spirits are trying to tell us something else. Now I'll be using probably two decks, but out of three decks. So the first deck is Tarot Nusantara, the second deck is the Steampunk deck, and the third deck is the Light Visions Tarot. Tarot Nusantara is actually a new one to me, which I love, whereas the light visions I've struggled with as a result of the rendering. Although I think I'll grow into it, I will keep using it and coming back to it. You can see on all of them I'm using quite a lot of salt, and that's to clear the energy and the spirits from them, something that I do fairly regularly with my tarot. And I also, you'll see a number of Jimat there that I use just to bring a good energy to the tarot and to my reading. Perhaps the most important mystical object we use in Java is the kris, the curly knife that you can see that I've placed across both decks. Kris are very important for bringing the spirits to work on any object here in Java. And I call on the spirits of the mountain to assist me in shuffling the cards, in selecting the correct cards and interpreting them for Cancer for August 2022. Now, as I say, the energy running through this entire reading is the Four of Cups. This is you sort of going inside yourself, looking for answers, looking for solutions, contemplating, taking yourself away from things to focus on what there is. Now, if you look at the card, I mean, you know, it's often a good thing, isn't it, to sit under a tree and contemplate and to think about things. And there's no harm in doing that. And you can see he's focusing on those 3 cups. So he's focusing on what he's got. But it means that he's missing the opportunity of that extra cup behind him. An extra cup that has got that sort of cloud-like swirl that suggests there's something divine about it. So you could be missing out on something very important. And as I say, that runs throughout this entire reading, and I need to recognise that as I interpret the other cards. In the past, we have the Lover's card, and it normally is about love. I mean, it could be about a relationship, it could be something you're very attached to, like a business or a hobby, but I'm pretty certain in this reading we really are talking about love. If you look at the card, they're both naked, so they've got nothing to hide. There's an angel above their head, or what I assume is an angel, and there's a sun above them. So it feels like it's something that's blessed. However, there is a Wayang character between them known as a Gunungan, and that has 3 sides: the known, the unknown, and the shadow side. Is that a warning? I think in these circumstances it is. So this love was in your recent past. And I said this love was in your recent past because your current energy is the 3 of Swords, which is the heartbreak card. So it does feel like this was about love, and it does feel like it's ended and that you're heartbroken about it. I mean, you look at the card, there's 3 swords through a heart, so there's no mistaking what it's about. It is heartbreak. But what I always say about it is, it's a minor arcana, it's only a 3, it doesn't necessarily have to last. Now, I'm saying that as somebody who met somebody when I was at university, lived with them on and off for many years. I say on and off, no problems, it's just, you know, we were starting our careers and lived in different parts of the world. But, you know, I was with them for a reasonable amount of time, and as I say, it was on and off living together. And she finished with me, and to be honest, that probably stayed with me for some 30 odd years. So who am I to say that you'll get over a broken heart? But I think you probably do. I think you probably do. I think this broken heart is more telling us that things ended rather than, you know, it being a long-term problem for you. But we'll see. Now, your future energy is the Ace of Pentacles. It suggests to me that you're going out and looking for money. It could be new money coming in. Yes, it could be new money coming in. But it certainly feels like you're on a quest looking for new money. You look at the card. Well, there's that vineyard. And if you like, the vineyard represents the old money, or money that you had or once had. Whereas outside of it, it's quite a parched landscape. And what it's suggesting to me is you have to try something new if you want to get more money. And there's a hand holding that coin there, or pentacle. And there's a cloud behind it suggesting there's something divine. So it does feel to me like you're going to be successful in the future in finding this new money. But, you know, as I say, it's a parched landscape. You're going to struggle. You're going to have to recreate that vineyard isn't going to be that easy. Now, the energy impacting on the outcome is the Six of Wands, which is a card of success and public recognition. Now, this isn't necessarily chronological to that Ace of Pentacles. So even though I do believe you are going to find new money, it might not be talking about that. And indeed, this is the energy that leads to the outcome. And because the outcome isn't a lovely outcome, I'm not too certain about it. As I say, it's about scoring some victories, not necessarily winning battles, but scoring some victories and public recognition for it. Of course, it could be about a divorce proceedings, and it could be that seemingly you do well out of the divorce, but you're still left feeling as though you haven't achieved a lot. Certainly, it hasn't restored your position back to what it was when you were in that loving relationship. Maybe that's all it is. We'll see. Now, if that Six of Wands confused me slightly, I'm even more confused by this card here, which is the Queen of Pentacles, because this is the card that changes the outcome or nullifies the outcome. And I always say it's the single mother card, which of course, given how I've been explaining all this, that seems to fit perfectly. But it doesn't fit perfectly juxtapositioned with that Six of Wands and the outcome. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be female. You know, if I'm wrong about it being a divorce, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're looking after the family. But it does mean that you're struggling somewhat in terms of holding down a job, say, and sorting out all the things you need to in life. And you're tired, and you probably don't think you're doing a good job, but I think the rest of the world does feel like you're doing very well. And you look at the card, well, she does look tired, doesn't she? She does look tired. She looks a sympathetic, nice queen, but she does look tired, yeah. Now, the only reason, I was going to say the last two cards have thrown me, but I probably ought to say the last three cards have thrown me, is because of what the outcome is, because the outcome is the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of maybe feeling like you're all alone. That could be it, feeling like you're all alone. Of course, if there has been a divorce and you are successful in the divorce, yes, indeed, you feeling like you've been a success in a divorce, but maybe you're feeling a little bit lonely. And of course, the Queen of Pentacles, if you throw yourself into looking after the family, then you won't feel so lonely. That would fit. You see, normally I associate this with poverty, and maybe you are feeling a pinch somewhat. But as I say, I think new money is coming to you. Yeah, no, I think I've got it there. It's the loneliness rather than the money that's important about this card. You look at it. I mean, what I'd say to you is, yeah, it looks bleak, doesn't it? There she is with, I presume, her crippled grandfather. Looks like there's maybe snow on the ground. It certainly looks cold. It doesn't look great. But there's that beautiful light coming through that chapel stained glass window, which is saying to me there's always hope. And rather like the Three of Swords, it's only a minor arcana. It doesn't have to last. And in your case, I don't think this does last. I really don't. Now, whilst I really do feel like I'm getting the measure of this reading, I think we need some clarification just to make certain that I've got my interpretations right. And the first card we have is the Knight of Cups. Suggests to me that you've been a romantic fool. That's interesting. The next card we have this is a 7, isn't it, this one? A 7 of Wands. Again, scoring some victories. But this one is you've caused some resentment as a result of your success. And the final card is the Ace of Wands. Suggests to me that you wanted some new action. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's look at each individually, because this is putting a slightly different spin on it. So yeah, this first card of clarity is the Knight of Cups. Very, very loving knight. Very loving knight. Wears his heart on his sleeve. But I see him as a bit of a romantic fool. He's the sort of person that loves everybody and everybody loves him. But I think he's also somebody that's prone to playing around a bit. Have you been cheating? Was that the downfall of this relationship? Now, this is a lovely night. I mean, look at the rendering. She's absolutely gorgeous, isn't she? Everybody would fall for her. Just look at how she's dressed so cutely. You couldn't help but fall for her. And I'm not necessarily pointing the finger so much at you. It may have been just you couldn't resist temptation. But yeah, I think you're at fault in this. I think that's what it's telling me. And the next card is the Seven of Wands. Now this is you scoring some victories and not necessarily winning the battle. Remember we had the Six of Wands before, and I said you won some victories and got public recognition. Well, the difference with this one is, again, with that card, I'm saying it's not necessarily winning the war, and nor is this. But you have scored some victories, you've struggled, but you've scored some victories, and it's made other people jealous. You look at the card, well, there she is on the pedestal, isn't she? And if I'm right about you playing around, these could be sexual conquests, couldn't they? But that's what broke up your relationship. You made the one that you really loved jealous because you were playing around. Gosh, it's looking more and more likely now, this. It really is. And the final card of clarification is the Ace of Wands. And now I see this as you seeking action. I mean, it could be that opportunities coming your way, and of course, remember the Knight of Cups, and I said you're a romantic fool, and I feel you have cheated, but I think it's that people throw themselves at you, and so we could read the opportunities that way. The other way of seeing this is that there's an opportunity to change your thinking, an opportunity for some sort of a enlightenment, opportunities for inspiration, growth and potential. I think it's more that, you know, not only were you tempted by others, but in doing so you reflected on what you'd got and you weren't happy with it. So despite you ending up heartbroken, I think you've caused this heartbreak. Yes, I do, Cancer. Okay, Cancer, I think we can summarise for you. Cancer, overall, you're contemplating what you've got without seeing new opportunities. However, the reading, I believe, is about love. I actually believe it's about love and infidelity and losing a love through infidelity. You see, there was a love and it apparently has ended, and you are broken-hearted about it, but I think it was your fault. I think you cheated, and now I'm not certain, well, I don't feel you're such a bad person. I think you're just such a loving person, and people throw themselves at you, and I'm pretty certain you were tempted. I'm not going to hide it. I'm pretty certain you were tempted by another, and that caused jealousy in the relationship you were in. Maybe the relationship was something of an open relationship even. It may even have caused you to look at what you've got and think, is this really what I want? And nevertheless, when it ended, it did cause some heartbreak for you. It caused some heartbreak, and I think that's what's causing you to think about, what have I got, what have I lost, etc., etc. Now, you do score some victories. I thought it might have been a victory in a divorce court, and it may well be, but it might simply be talking about the victories of, sexual victories, if you like, that you continue in that way. And if you continue in the way you are, it could lead you to feeling like you have no money. Although it could also simply be feeling an emptiness, despite maybe having many sexual partners. You feel lonely. You feel that you haven't really got anyone, which is such a shame because I think you are such a loving person. It could, however, mean that you're feeling the pinch money-wise. Although I want to assure you that I think in the future new money is coming. Now the way to offset this feeling of either no friends or no money is to throw yourself into, maybe you had family with this person, looking after the family, but it's certainly to throw yourself into your work, your hobbies, everything you're doing. It's to do more so that you don't reflect so much on this broken heart and this feeling of poverty or no friends. So what I want to say to you, Cancer, is I'm not being judgmental of you. I think you are a romantic fool. And you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself, but you have brought it on yourself, and you know you have. But I think there are brighter times in the future. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed Tarot from Java as an addition to my channel, The Magic of Java. Please take a look at the other videos that I have on this channel about magic from Java, and I hope that you will become a subscriber. Now, if you want to hear your next tarot reading, hit the button, and that will inform you of when I publish new readings. I'm certainly going to do a reading for every month, but maybe I will try them a bit more frequently, say a mid-month reading, and maybe also some special readings. But above all, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you, and enjoy Java.